It's me again. Ski you! Bam Rodriguez is not pound for pound anything. I watched this fight. He was losing pretty bad. Losing round 1, round 2. Then he started going low in round 3. He started going low in round 4. I pretty much stopped watching it then. Stopped paying attention. Yeah, he knocked the other guy out. Quote, knocked. If you believe that wasn't staged. He looked like he didn't have too much pop. You know? He looked like he just didn't have enough pop. It's like, do you even push ups, bro? Do you even sit ups? You want to talk about pound for pound? He's one of the biggest weight bullies in boxing because he can't compete at probably his natural size, maybe 126. So it looks like he's cutting a lot of weight. Right, when you watch him walk around, you see there's videos of him doing interviews at his walk around weight. He's a pretty fat guy. When he loses all his weight, yeah, he's skinny. But again, it's like, do you even push ups, bro? Do you even sit ups? You know? He's fucking tough. He's fucking tough because a lot of times you go to these boxing events, if you do, and there's Mexican guys there and they don't even work out, right? You can tell they don't do push-ups. You can tell they don't do sit-ups. They just do the bags. They do all the boxing work, but they don't take that extra time to just strengthen the back, right? Strengthen the legs, strengthen the core. And so they take all this punishment, like basically just what would you call it? Like taking all the punishment, right? With no build up of, trying to have something to absorb it. So I mean, those dudes are always tough. But I mean, it didn't look like he had enough pop before the low blows. If you want to call the low blows, he should have been disqualified by round 4, or at least lost, I don't know, 4 points before the dude just went down. If you believed that he couldn't have gone up or whatever it is, he's not pound for pound. Yeah, I can see the build up. I can see why they want to make it. They want to make Bam Rodriguez versus Inoue instead of Inoue versus Nakatani the rematch, which is a way better fight than Inoue versus Bam, right? Because Bam is jumping up 2 weight classes, even though he really isn't jumping up any weight classes, right? He's just having to cut in a little less weight. But again, like, he doesn't have the physical conditioning of even a guy like Inoue. And I don't think he has the pop to even compete. And I don't think he has. I mean, yes, he's fucking tough, right? But like when you don't work out, it looks like he doesn't work out. And it's not like, do you work out, bro, or whatever it is, right? But it's going back to a point where, does anybody remember when Mayweather finally started doing 300 sit-ups, and that was like 2003, 2004, right? But that 300 sit-ups a day, that was almost like, what would you call it? That was like something that all fighters were doing, was a 300 sit-up day. That was like one of those things that you just had to do if you knew a fighter or whatever, and you can get away with it for so long before Mayweather lost to just some fucking journeyman, whatever his name was. Castrano, right? Whatever his name was. That he finally started doing that 300 sit-ups a day, right? Even I'm watching the whole knockdowns thing, right? Yeah. I totally forgot my point now, right? It's more like, Well, I don't know if he does it, right? It doesn't look like he does, but who knows? I don't think him versus Inoue is even going to be competitive because he lacks consistent punching power and he just looks weak even at 118. For him to jump up another 4 pounds at those lighter divisions, that 118 to 122 is a big step up. And it's almost like people get the appeal, but it was like when they wanted Rigo to fight Lomachenko, right? Because there was an appeal to it when it comes to like records and rankings and all of this stuff. But in reality, Loma was like way better than Rigo, and anybody who knew boxing knew that it was a complete mismatch. And when it comes to Bam Rodriguez versus Naoya Inoue, it's going to be a complete mismatch again. However, if they do let Bam Rodriguez go low as many times as they want, like he does against Vargas, and pretty much all of his big fights, he goes low, right? It's hard to follow for me to follow a career like a Jesse Rodriguez because he goes low, and that's like the dirtiest thing you can do in boxing almost. Well, it used to be, right? Before they started changing all the rules. Or not even giving a fuck about rules. So, I mean, he's not pound for pound anything. He'll get destroyed by Inoue. Unless, like, Inoue just doesn't give a fuck and just has a bad night, right? That's my video. Thanks for watching. Kind of dragged on a little too long.